Hello and welcome to the Silver Gauntlets! Welcome to our coverage of the Challenge Cup, and welcome also to Skygoro and friends who just raided us. Welcome in, I hope you're having a lovely day, and welcome to ksinjah versus LeviBelvedere. It is a match in Group 6, and here to tell you all about it are Benjy, Reese, and Toffile. Benjy, Toffile, how are you folks?
I'm very excited. We
too.
have the rematch. And when I say the rematch, it was brought to everyone's attention during the wonderful group draw a week ago that, hang on a minute, 3 of this group were in the same group at SGL, Speed Gaming Live, back in the autumn. Mr. Martin was the 4th player in that group and has been replaced by HoloLogic, so, very capable replacement. And it's a little bit of deja vu all over again. This is the rematch that many people had earmarked because when they played at SGL, there was 12 seconds in it. ksinjah finished in a time of 2:13.45 in front of Levi's 2:13.57. So that is how close this race could be today. And I think they've picked some spicy settings for it, Toffile.
Yeah, our 2 majors today are Dungeon and Entrance Randomizer, which, considering we're starting with Song of Storms, is actually pretty nice, so we can get into the well entrance immediately. However, we have beatable only, or all beatable all required locations beatable. Whatever the new acronym for that is, name for that is. So we're not guaranteed to get to every place in the game. We could have Nocturne behind Shadow Temple, for example, or whatever dungeon is behind Shadow Temple entrance. Our miners, we have random spawns, which should be fun with trying to get around the map a little bit more. And unfortunately, only 1 chicken, so that'll kind of probably get done immediately when we go to Kakariko to check the well. And we're off. Oh, God!
We're on Death Mountain Trail. Yeah,
Hey,
we start as Child with random spawns, and Storm start as well, so...
And yeah, ksinjah running back, and then just remember, wait a second, there's a storm spread out here.
There is indeed. It should give us a little bit of a way of foolish water. Okay, that is, especially I think in dungeon entrance rando and in required only, beatable only, whatever we want to call it. Like if you can kind of know areas to avoid, I think that's super helpful.
Yeah. Of course, like this being Dungeon ER, Water Temple entrance is accessible with just Iron Scale and Cold Scale and Long Shot, as well as a traditional Iron Boots and Hook Shot. However, Water Temple itself still has the Iron Boots as a requirement for just about everything.
Yeah, normally it doesn't come up. The logic means that you can get into Water Temple with just Gold Scale, because the logic expects you to have Iron Boots to do any check in Water Temple, but obviously that's a little bit different when there's not necessarily Water Temple in there. And I think there's also actually a setup to get it with just the Hookshot and Gold Scale. So it's a question of whether Levi and ksinjah are able to execute that, whether that comes up. Levi's just going to go straight in and turn in this chicken. You pick the setting, so may as well make the most of it.
Yeah. Now, actually, kind of an interesting thing was there was a purple rupee on top of Odango's Cavern. So Levi's kind of got a little bit more starting cash. Open Grotto was a big chest, though.
And it's a big Poe. I love that.
Yeah. Levi tried to play Requiem for a second. Don't want to play Requiem.
Please, game, give us the path, Big Poe. You know you want to.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening. We also saw that Frogs 2 is junk, which is nice. That's a really annoying check to have to do. So.
Yeah, and we're gonna go immediately into the well before even checking the Skull House for 40 and 50. Oh, hey, Benjy, you got your wish. I think before we were saying the well and it's Jabu Jabu in the well.
And it'll be like, oh yeah, we get a nice early dungeon ticked off the list. Nope.
Yeah, so we could have the boomerang behind the boomerang chest in the well, so nobody's just doing Jabu today. We'll have to get our stones and medallions first.
Yeah, we can't do anything in Jabu yet because we don't even have, say, a slingshot or bombs, so we can, flick the little switches. 50 and 40, both junk.
I remember our race. I think it was during like S7, S6 when we had like bombs path to Jabu, and nobody could quite figure out why. And it was actually just because you had to use bombs to hit the switch in the first room. Because every other projectile weapon was locked behind the boomerang chest.
Now that's the Zooty you know and hate.
Yeah. So Levi's gonna head for ranch, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, should be able to make it there before the time of day change. Obviously, we lost a little bit of TOD in on DMT. Nice swag backwalk.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here, because we might have the time to make it back to market if we run out from Silo. I don't think you really want to like save quit back to trail unless you maybe find strength or bombs, so you can go to Lost Woods. I think we should have enough time if we just reverse, but that means we may be leaving the Sarius check behind for a little while.
Aha, you may have noticed in chat, by the way, that we have fixed the link so that you can play along with some Silver Gauntlets bingo. So I'm just going to gen my race card.
Yes, let's see. Runner breaks logic. Oh, well, that could be a problem this seed. Pickens completed.
Yeah. You bring an interesting point there with breaking logic, because normally, you're used to seeing runners Mido skip, they'll King Zora skip to get into Ice Cavern early, little things like that. And often, especially if you know what you need to do, you feel like you've got a good read on the seed, breaking logic's fine. But with required only, and with a little bit of dungeon entrance rando spice thrown in as well, those logic breaks are riskier, because you could be getting into an area where there's nothing there for you, because logically the seed is like, well, you just can't get there.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, the let's say you King Zora skip into Ice Cavern, for example, and it turns out that Ruto's letter is Ice Cavern's vanilla, for example, and Ruto's letter's in there. Well, you've broken logic, and you've not got anything for it except maybe the knowledge that, yep, this is definitely not where I should be.
Yeah. And we get Prelude off of the opponent's song check, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, Levi is just gonna go adult. Maybe I'll do I'm not gonna do castle checks. Just head for adult. That's fair. You kind of want to get your dungeon information. You can go grab the songs.
Yeah, getting the information of what medallion dungeons are required, I think, is very important here. Again, it's not. We can't be like, okay, well, we need to go to Forest, because we're still not entirely sure where those dungeons are, but it does give you, again, a good feel of how the seed plays out. We started with Fire Medallion, so that's 1/3 of the way to burning Kakariko, and we've got Jabu as the Light Medallion, Shadow, Tree, Spirit. This is horrible, by the way.
Yeah.
At least we've got Dodongos and Deku, so all 3 child dungeons, and then Shadow and Spirit to give us burning Kakariko, which is, I'll say it, pretty horrible. Feels like you're not going to be picking that up till quite late in the seed.
Okay, GTG is DC. We have to get 30 skulls, and GTG is path to King Dodongo.
So,
Wonderful.
30 skulls, Mirror Shield. Start collating them, because that is very much required. Getting both copies of Dodongo's Cavern is in GTG, and also GTG is path to King Dodongo. So that one specifically means there will be an item in Gerudo Training Ground, which presumably is the bomb bag, right? Usually in King Dodongo, if it's not the bomb bag, something very strange is going on.
Yeah, it's gonna have to lock like all of our bomb bags. That kind of makes me feel like it's probably going to be like GTG is going to be. Levi has gone for river, hence time of day. That this will be good for him, so this will reset get him at a good time of day for doing daycack checks and getting Anju, and maybe if he gets a bow, he can do shooting gallery. Yeah, but so first bomb bag or something locking first bomb bag will be in GTG. That'll be interesting. That means you really can't expect to go right side. So we're probably hoping for a bow, or maybe we're just gonna find out that it's Staffel. The Staffel just is the bomb bag.
Yeah, good point in chat that because we know that DC is in is where the GTG entrance is, then it could well be a hook shot so we can get over to GTG in the first place.
Yeah, could be a hook shot, or it could be something locking opponent's song as well. And honestly, we barely touched. Okay, so there's just a green rupee in the Royal Tomb. But Shadow's Spirit for locking Burning Gag, that's horrible. Levi's never getting a hint.
Grim. Rip.
He may go for it on his way out, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, it wouldn't surprise me if he swings back that way on his way out. And let me tell you, I have done exactly the same thing as Levi's done there on multiple occasions. And every time I think, I don't need that hint, turns out I probably did need the hint.
Okay, that's a Goron Tunic.
That is for dry cleaning, yeah.
And SFM the Pongo.
So presumably that's... I was going to say, well, that's Nocturne, except maybe not, because we don't know where Shadow is.
Could be Requiem. Can't be Storms.
No, it could be... maybe it's... hello, Mido.
Mido, what have you been doing?
Very much... Well, I take back everything I said nice about you. Never mind.
Okay,
Congratulations, we got 2/5 of mean percent, and
yeah.
Ignore that I gave fractions as a percentage. That doesn't matter. And presumably a logically not required wallet, given that Goron Tunic was readily available.
Well, I mean, our Goron Tunic is still locked by other hover boots or bomb bag right now, so... And we know bombs are somewhere in wherever the heck GTG is.
Yeah, that's the suspicion, at least.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what would be nice here, knowing that we need 30 skulls. Normally, Sun Song is
also
one of the less desirable songs, but getting Sun Song early when you know you've got to pick up skulls is so nice.
I just want to... honestly, I think you really want to hug shot in a boomerang.
That too. I mean, especially because we know we can just turn Child and get into Jabu, so...
Yeah.
This is the big pie bottle?
Yep. And we'll get our first new song here. Ksinjah will get a couple more checks in Lost Legend, and then we'll see what our first of our songs in SFM is.
Yeah, seeing some early divergence here.
Yeah. I mean, with the Prelude start, you kind of have a lot of options here. Okay, so that's Requiem. So if we have a song that's Path to Bongo, it's either got to be like Opponents or Nocturne at this point. Or potentially even Bolero. I guess Bolero is still on the table. But also getting the second of our Storm Stratos.
And that's dead as well.
Domain dead.
Has its domain. Choose!
Ooh. Alright, how many are there? We know the Dongo's Cavern won't be in its vanilla location, but... you're probably going to commit to going up... If we have like 10, we'll probably commit to going up to the crater and getting over the Forest Temple entrance.
Tobias asking the question of whether we want the logic breakers.
Ooh, big
I
chest.
still think they're handy. Ooh, hello.
Fire arrows. Jabu is fire temple, so we are Ocarina time is dead. We cannot beat collect the Ocarina time today. That is our
Yeah,
first consequence of beatable only dungeon ER combo.
it is indeed, because you can only get into Jabu as a child, and if you're trying to beat Fire Temple as a child, let me tell you, you are not going to succeed.
I'm not sure how much of that dungeon is in logic as a child. It's probably only the first floor, and not including Hammer Loop. So like 3 chests, because you can't. The climb would require a Goron tunic, and you can't wear that as a child.
I think you're bang on. That's how I would see it.
Yeah, I think you got it best. 3 items, and you're never going to go for them.
But that is how. Sometimes you see with the settings draft for S7, you'll see you get picked kind of a mishmash of settings that kind of don't really seem to dovetail with each other at all. But here, actually, Dungeon ER and Required Only can make for some really interesting quirks.
Congratulations, we have now confirmed 4 out of the 5 parts of meme percent.
So that's it. We've got a winner now. So GG, game over.
Yeah. Red Ruby's on the other side, Levi.
I've farmed for shields enough to.
What's
to have
worse is
made
I'm
this
pretty sure he
mistake.
skipped the Red Rupee that was in Olympus Cow house.
It was bomb shoes, right?
Oh
In the cow
no,
house?
that was bomb shoes. Yeah, never mind. All right.
But he'll pick up a shield here on his way to quote unquote Dodongo's cavern.
Yeah. This feels like, honestly, this feels like it's probably a strong place for where GTG is. Maybe Spirit Temple Entrance as well. But...
I agree with that. Yeah, GTG, I think I could absolutely see being here. We think it's early on the path.
Well, I mean, it's locking bombs, so... Ooh, and ZL... That's a really nice pickup for SM. That's not our path to Bongo, though. Trail is foolish.
Yeah.
That's probably not going to matter too much for Levi, or both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, Lullaby can, for those of you wondering how we know that's not path to Bongo, it's because Zelda's Lullaby locks so much of the game, it can never be hinted path. Oh! It's the bottom of the well in Dodongo's cavern. And the bottom of the well is path to Goma.
Interesting. Now, that means it's locked. It's going to be locked by either a strength or a bomb bag. As a child, because you have to blow up the boulder in front of the dongos to get in there.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that, because why would you do Child DC if you didn't have to?
Crater to... was that
Twin Rovo? So, potentially Nocturne in the Crater and Spirit in Shadow?
Yeah, okay, yeah, there's GTG. The only real question right now is, like, that's 2 keys, one's on the right side. So we're at least Shadow Temple locked, and we got a key, 3... We've got a big chest, 3 keys locked in, but only 1, really. Gonna have some fun with bomb shoes, though.
Yeah,
Nope,
10
the right
is
side.
solid. This is going to sound basic. It's better than 5, but worse than 20. You can do a lot with 10 shoes.
I feel like you probably want to reverse to go to Fortress after this, just to go beat DC. But
it's a good suggestion. The question is, how comfortable is Levi doing Bomb Shoe King Dodongo?
true. Okay, so there's 1 shoe that's bomb locked. We really don't have a lot available to us right now without a bow or a hook shot or Song of Time, and quite frankly, with Song of Time locking a small key, there's the chance that Song of Time is behind here somehow that's not accessible, which I think a lot of people would love.
Ksinjah's now going adult and getting the bad news about the medallion layout.
Yeah. It's a small, big key. Okay, so our bomb bag, if that's our bomb bag, it's one key to. We're essentially needing a hook shot for it.
Yeah, Levi's going to pick the. Going to see what's at the top of the maze here.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, sorry,
You can
that's
get a
4
key.
keys.
You can get a big chest.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
junk. Doesn't fancy doing hookless.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, bottle for bottle. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a fair trade. We didn't see Levi turn in Big Pogs, did we?
No, because he didn't do Man on Roof as a. He didn't do Man on Roof in Open Grotto as a child. He opted to save it as an adult, so he didn't have it when he started off.
You are correct. Yeah, good spot. But that is interesting. We know that we don't need it. We don't need it as child.
Okay.
Because there's your Song of Time.
Yeah. Levi's like, wait a second. If I get Song of Time here, I can go get a small key from the right side and go get my bomb.
I think that's exactly what he's going to do. I lost my thought and I've got it back. Yeah, so turning that letter in as a child, access to Jabu, we know we don't want because it's Fire Temple, so that's useless. But turning it in as child would, well, you probably won't turn it in as child, but because you've got the free bottle now that you turned in the Big Pog, you've got basically free license to say, well, I can King Zora skip and go into Ice Cavern because we know it's in logic.
Oh no, well, okay, so let's keep an eye out here. There's there's a small key here. There's another big chest, Song of Time lock. That was our boomerang.
And
That's
the bow.
Okay. We're gonna have to try to pay careful attention to this because this is gonna get messy logically really quickly.
This has turned out to be a very fruitful trip to GTG.
Yes. Especially considering.
It also shows the value of getting those chews, because without that, he wouldn't have the boomerang now. He wouldn't have the bow. He wouldn't have the key to go and get the other item.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little logic breaking has gone a long way there.
Yeah. Anyway, I kind of get some extra health here. Here's Ksinjah. He's gonna go do Domberg Race, get his heart piece. But having Naruto's is really nice, but like now we know that like we have ZL. That's
The seed's beginning to uncover itself. There's Kakiri's sword. Dodongo's cabin in Deku, maybe?
No, we know DC's in GTG.
Oh right, of course we do.
So looks like Levi's going to opt to instead just save quit, probably go back child. I mean, you've got K swords, you got bomb shoes, you've got the boomerang, so you can do Jabu. Okay. Adult spawn is just almost vanilla, and he's gonna get handed the Big Pill bottle too, and he'll find his Rita's letter.
Yeah, that's worked out quite nicely. If the spawn was anywhere except vanilla, then he'd probably turn that in on the way. But
yeah,
it's why it spawns you right there. It'd be rude not to.
Yeah.
So Ksinjah got a little bit bodied by Damper, I'm afraid, but she's going to be fine.
I just noticed on my putting card I have Loop Salt Dungeons, and that's already gone.
Yeah, I think I have Runner picked up OOT, so that's out.
Yeah.
I've also have Bait of the Well, which is no useful item there, and well, we know it's fast, so I can scratch that out. Although interestingly, we've picked up the K sword.
The K sword is potentially path. Now our bow is still locked by bombs, or we could get it theoretically if we had a hook shot and we just take the very, very long way around.
Yeah, so potentially it's a hook or bombs in the well. But we think probably not bombs, because you need bombs to get in there. Or it's a slingshot.
Okay, so Levi's going to head for Crater first, which makes a lot of sense. Not Crater, Goron City.
Child Goron City is one of those areas that everybody hates rooting in. But
when you start
having the random spawn next to it just means that actually this is a nice, easy time to go and make sure I do it.
Yeah. Here's ksinjah going for checking out GTG. That's a bomb-locked bomb bag, which we kind of were expecting, but that's nice because then you're free to go spend your choose as you see fit.
Yeah, I was going to say that the other nice thing about having the spawn outside Goron City is that if it turns out there's nothing fruitful here, you could just scum back the bomb tubes.
Yeah.
But
and for those counting at home, that is actually a vanilla bomb bag. OOT's Minuet. I'm now scared on where Saria's song is.
It was in the grave.
Oh, okay, it was in Composer's Grave. Okay, so we have logical access to Forest Temple entrance.
The C's kind of beginning to knit together. I think if you can read it better than I can, you could probably infer a lot from this.
This could be a jet.
I
don't want to say the J word. Everybody doesn't like saying the jet word. But like beatable only, like that's kind of the thing, the first setting that has to go on for a real jet.
That's like the thing is with beatable required only is that seeds either turn out one of two ways. I find either like it does go really quickly because there's so much of the game that's inaccessible to you that actually there's only so many checks that you need to do. But the other way it can go is that because of the way the logic works is that everything gets really bottlenecked behind one isolated check, and they can end up taking ages. It seems like this might be the former, but I'm not.
We're still missing a lot. We have required Shadow and Spirit. We have required Shadow and Spirit Temple. We have a very long list of items, and we have to get 30 skulls, by the way. And we don't know where Sunsong is. Yeah, so now Levi is the one who has the information that SFM's path, so he'll know that he needs to go back as an adult.
Yeah, because we had the confirmation that there was nothing in the Wolfos Grotto.
And he's going to probably also sauce out that it's either Crater Song or Composer's Grave. He'll probably end up doing Composer's Grave as a child anyway. Yeah. Like, this is going to be great for Levi because he's just going to save and quit out it when he beats whenever he checks what's in Deku Tree, and then immediately go down trail and do well and Jabu.
I'm trying to think what's going to be in Deku Tree, and I think it has to be Deku Tree, right?
There's no Deku's a medallion.
Because we know Jabu's in the well, and we know where Dodongo's cavern is. So the only other dungeon you can beat as child is Deku, right?
Well, you can get adult Deku Tree. There is the possibility of adult Deku Tree.
Oh, I guess you could have, but you could it could be Spirit Temple in there, I guess, and you K-Soul could lock child access to that.
Yeah,
Frog's One is also dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually works out really nice for Levi with the river play. The one check you left behind in there was Frog's one, so now it's dead. Always kind of a risky gambit with, you know, this being Song of Storms start.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but it's always when you have Song of Storms readily available that there's nothing on Frog's one.
Anyway, we need to do this. We need to talk to Mido anyway to just get him out of the way for the K-Sword entrance, the Deku Tree entrance. Even if this is an adult dungeon. Yeah, because I'm thinking back to a race we had earlier this week, and Deku Tree was in GTG. Yeah, Java's in fire. Again.
I mean, I love this time of year because there's so much Zuta going on, and one of the nice things about having the S7 the draft settings, it means that on the one hand, while it's nice to know these are the settings and you really get into a groove with what's coming up, I think having the draft means that you can tune into a seed kind of not quite knowing what to expect, and it's variants that can probably be quite infuriating as a runner, but as a viewer, I think it makes it quite exciting because you've just got no idea what's going to happen from seed to seed.
Yeah, that's our water templed foolish dupe. All right, let's go take a look at Deku Tree.
It is vanilla.
Okay, and Deku are Spirit Med.
Yep, this is 100% required. There's a nice big chest early. Okay, sure. Thanks, Deku. We'll take hover boots. We absolutely need those to beat Shadow.
Now, as a note, like normally we would require Dense Fire and Magic to beat Shadow Temple. That's not actually going to be guaranteed this seed. The only thing, because the entrance is shuffled, we may still need Dens if there's something in the spiky wall chest where the vanilla boss key is, but that's not a guarantee.
Yeah, it's highly possible that we could have a Shadow that doesn't require magic or Dins.
Yeah. Yeah, now, as Shanik, our tracker, is pointing out in chat, everything in here is still somewhat out of logic. We really still kind of need to resolve this with like a hook shot or something to get our stuff in GTG into access, because
we can't pick up all those keys yet. We don't have a logical bomb bag or a hook shot or a bow. With Dungeon ER, Deku's available as adult, right?
Yeah.
So you could just come here as adult, although I'm just trying to think if everything would be logically available if you came here as adult. I think
the
so.
The one thing that wouldn't be would be the you'd have an issue with. Actually, no, you would take the long way around to get to the one basement skull. The worst basement skull in the Deku Tree, the one that nobody goes for unless it's dungeon tokens.
Oh my god, I hate that skull.
But still, this is nice. This is an easy 3 tokens. We do know, despite I'm not really going for it, we are going to need 30.
Yeah. Harump, so the way that beatable required only works is that normally in a seed, every check in the game is logically available at some point, but with under these settings that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. So for example, I think someone in chat mentioned that you could have Din's Fire in Shadow Temple, assuming that it wasn't Dungeon Entrance Rando, right? What's another one? Zelda's Lullaby could be behind Shadow Temple on the Forest Medallion or a Burning Kakariko Medallion, for example.
Yeah, like, I think a case that we might see that kind of likes to pop up is that in GTG in Bottom of the Well, the small keys, the way that the small keys normally get laid out, all the small keys are required to get in behind any of the locked doors. So if like the 2 chests that are behind the locked door near the like, if any one of those was a spawn keys, those chests are considered logically unavailable. We'll see if that happens. But that doesn't have the potential for making a major impact. Longshot could be on Morpha in a beatable only seed, but we have to. Actually, we don't have to beat Water Temple today.
Discussion in chat about whether Deku is open as adult. Apparently not until you open it as child. So you do still need Kokiri Sword to get in.
Well, no, Alkaline, if it's beatable only, Longshot could be on Morpha because it is one of the Longshot. You're just not beating Morpha, as long as Morpha isn't required for this to complete the seed.
Essentially, kind of just accept that patches of the game might not be logically available or literally unavailable.
Missed the bomb shot. Ksinjah opting to stay not age change as much as Levi, which is fine, but it's costing her a bomb bag and hover boots right now.
Yeah,
which
I had
is
a slightly long. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, which is kind of and that's the second time I've seen Link to Goron, which is kind of bad considering the creator's path.
I don't know how that missed, by the way. Fuck this Goron in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've kind of had a longer child one and then a longer adult one. So, as we said, they are going to age change now.
We have Hollow Logic, who is replacing Mr. Barton in for this group from SGL live in person.
There's always I think it's always good to watch kind of your potential opponent. So you can get an idea of their play style anyway. But I think it's especially important with the draft settings because you might find out from a race against someone else that they had Dungeon ER on, for example, and they really struggled with it, or this is a setting or they instantly picked interior entrance rando, so I'm going to make sure that I ban it before they get the chance.
No, Levi has. Okay, it's been fixed. Levi does have Rita's Letter.
Yeah, that was on Big Pose, which they got by turning in the Big Poe that we got for free in the Kakariko Open Grotto.
Yeah. Alright. So. I don't think he has Serious on. I thought that was ZL locked.
I thought that was.
Yeah, Levi doesn't have Serious on. He has Zelda's Lullaby because the two chicks swapped location. The Saria song is Composer's Grave.
Deku Shield on Bigoron.
Double defense. Let's go take a look and see what's on Arrow Castle Fairy.
Very easily maroonable check, this one.
Where are you going, Levi? Surprised he's not... Okay, he's just gonna clean more Lost Woods. GTG is to King Dongo, with GTG entrance also being to Dongo's Cavern for some hilarity.
Yeah.
We don't have logical... Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said we don't have logical access to GTG as of yet. But we'll probably sort that out soon enough.
Yeah, both of these players will be capable of reversing. That's not a problem.
Yeah, actually, that is kind of interesting because what song locations do we kind of have left? Ice Cavern. I guess we have Ice Cavern, Crater, SFM. Crater and SFM are both path. Ice is available, though neither runner's going to go for it because Fire Temple's in Jabu. And then you have the two songs that are locked on Spirit Temple and Shadow Temple, so... Interesting.
Yeah, now you've got Rutos, even though they haven't turned it in. Maybe there's certainly more drawing you to Ice Cavern than there would have been previously. Show me a hook shot. No. Okay, Strength though does get you access into...
No, this strength is strength locked.
Yeah, I was going to say, that gets you access into here, where we are already, so we can just ignore that.
I mean, it could be strength. Or we're path. This was path to Goma. But
The K-Sword in... blimey, there's a lot in the well. Was logically 4 key locked. Blue fire, another bow. We're very close to bottle percent now.
yeah, bottles are dead. That's.
I think we've got one more bottle somewhere.
Yeah. But in terms of like logical importance,
Yeah.
we found 3 of our bottles, including Rudo's blue fire bottle. We even found the big Pope bottle for the logical importance of that.
Yeah, it means it's not a path big Poe bottle, and now I am sad.
No, that still could be a path big Pope bottle. That's path as long as it blocks opponents somehow. And if opponents is an ice, then that's a path big Pope bottle. One small key. It can be passed because the only way to empty out a big Pope bottle is to turn it in. You can't use it like you could the blue fire bottle.
Or a regular Poe bottle.
Yeah. It's a bottle you don't really want to sacrifice because it costs 300 rupees. It can be.
With Domain Foolish,
That's true.
It makes the blue fire less important. We don't need to go and unfreeze the big guy. Sorry.
Yeah. It's going to still be nice to kind of just have on hand whenever we find the Ice Cavern and we want to go into it. If we need to go into it. Just because it lets us open up Compass Chest Room first, and then we can grab that and do Ice Cavern the smart way.
There's less of an imperative to go and put a fairy in it, because we know that we're not going to be able to get into Fire Temple. Well, we're not going to be able to do anything in Fire Temple, I should say.
I mean, Big Lava Room could technically have light arrows, but that doesn't require. Honestly, you're not going to need a bottle for that.
Don't put that evil out there.
Big Lava. You're checking 2 chests in Big Lava Room, and you can get to either of those chests in 30 seconds.
Levi and ksinjah taking their turns to end the Habsburg dynasty.
I hate that I get that reference.
Honestly, it's wild. Don't if you want a jump scare, don't look them up.
Yeah, and now we have a week of mourning for the death of Dead Hand.
Dead Hand, by the way, I think is the creepiest boss in this game, far and away.
Yeah. Buckler's design's kind of freaky too, but I guess it's a little more comically just like 2 giant floating hands. Of course, there's one more big chest in here. That is all 3 of our small keys, so while not being a victim of beatable only beatable locations reachable only. Whatever.
Odd.
It's a setting where you'd think I understand why they changed the name. On the other hand, it's just like one of those like.
There we go.
Shot. Oh god.
That makes some sense. That'll help you get access to enough keys in GTG.
Yeah.
to get the Kiri sword, to get into Deku.
We still have to get into the... We still have to get into this entrance, which is still the problem here.
Yeah, we still need a logical bomb bag or strength somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And looks like ksinjah's heading for Jabu. Might as well get this done.
By the way, that skull behind the light there, it's possible to pick that up without the boomerang by strategic swallowing and spitting from the light.
Yeah, strategic assist by the light. Yeah.
Does come with a health warning.
Yeah. So let's see what time of day is like for Levi here. You kind of want to be getting into do night cack, and you honestly want to try to make Dalpay on this cycle if you could. Really early in the morning. It's
not ideal.
No, it's not. I think he might try to wait. We'll see if he opts to wait it out for Dalpay time. Because really, with 30, you want to do 30 skulls, so you really want to do night cack. And if you get do Dalpay time, that means you even get to get the skull in the back of the graveyard, like ksinjah just did. It's almost time. He's probably going to have to wait like 40 or 50 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's worth waiting out the time of day, to be honest.
This is you either have to wait this time out or else Dalpay's your last location. And you don't really want to be last location again. Unbeatable Sphere 0 and unbeatable only.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. Like, there are some runners who would say, if it's Dalpay, I'll pick it up later, or like, I'm not going to wait. Then there are other runners who'd be like, no, I'm definitely going to wait the time. And depending on how the seed's laid out, either play is justifiable. I'd definitely wait it out and pick it up. But when I play, and I should very much point out that is not to a very good level at all. I'm very conservative and thorough with things. Like, I hate leaving things behind. So I would, yeah, waiting is absolutely what I do.
I liked Levi pulling out the Deku stick, like, to try and kill the skull. I mean, I guess it was just because he wanted to store the value. I'm hoping that's what it was, even though he's then jump slashing and getting rid of the... He has 3 sticks right now. This is a slight problem, because this is kind of like the number he needs to enter into Jabu to beat it without losing the ability to fast kill Barricade. Because he can grab a fourth stick to replace the one that he'll break on Big Octo.
Whoop. So Levi probably picks these 2 up here. Probably does child Dalpay now, because if you go and beat Jabu, then your time of day will be reset.
Yeah. He'll also probably go pick up the song from
the Composer's Grave.
Yeah, he'll go to Composer's Grave, hoping it's Sun Song. Oh, gonna go lift the bucket for get some soil skulls too.
Excellent, I can tick something off my bingo card.
Yeah, it was actually surprising. You could have picked up a couple soil skulls in Lost Woods too, but especially like since you had to go blow up in the GT, the Dodongo's Cavern entrance, there's a soil patch down there as well. But
yep.
There's soil patch skulls are the slowest skulls. Just because you have to wait for them to spawn. So I don't exactly blame him for skipping them, but just funny that he's doing it now and not before.
I like money.
Yeah, Baronade can also die to the pots in this room. That is true. I think you probably...
It's something that's interesting to me, actually. I've always thought this is Baronade is such a major step up in difficulty from Goma and King Dodongo. Like, there's so many more phases to the fight.
Yeah, I mean, Goma's annoying. King Dodongo's like tricky until the first real time you do it, and then you can just figure it out. Of course, we also are, you know, like as random players, Child Dodongo's Cavern doesn't exist. And adult Dodongo's Cavern is adult King Dodongo's a lot easier just because of the Master Sword.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Goma's not bad. Goma's also really annoying because like she does have like if you don't one cycle her, then she does that thing up, you know, the ceiling cycle, where she just starts wasting time.
I actually only played OOT casually for the first time a couple of years ago, and Goma was the only place where I died, and I blamed it on not quite understanding how the game worked yet.
Yeah.
Saria?
It's you know, also you're like only gonna have like 3 hearts at that point, so if you're not really careful, it's really easy to die. You're really that's your most health limited boss. I think like for a long time I used to do like runs of Link's Awakening. Like I wouldn't like speedrun it or anything, but I would do like completions almost every year and try to beat the game deathless.
Oh, which
and,
one?
Like,
the original Game Boy one, I guess.
Yeah, the original, yeah, well, the DX version. But
right, yeah.
It's not like I haven't played the original either. Obviously this is how old I am. That I'm doing it on DX.
I mean,
but like the boss that I would always like lose a run to on Deathless would probably be the Genie.
Is that the first one?
It's the second boss, because the first boss is Moldor. And
right,
it's really, really hard to die to Moldor in that game because if you get knocked off the platform, you fall into a room with Goombas, and if you jump on the Goombas, you get hearts back. So it's almost impossible. It's really, really, really hard to die to Moldorm as a result. Just because, like, you're never really in fatal heart damage, and whenever you get really low on health, like, if you fall, you get your health back. The Genie, on the other hand, is just kind of a pain in the ass. It's not the hardest boss, but if you're trying to do it fast, then... Some people haven't played Ocarina of Time before starting OoT right now, yeah.
Yeah, like, the only reason I played OOT casually was because I just got into the hyperfixation of watching Zuta. So I was like, maybe I should play the game casually. Then, so I fully understand how the rando works, like what checks are available, etc.
Yeah.
And also so that then I could start playing it myself and kind of have a bit of familiarity with the game.
Yeah. Me, I just played it when it came out. So.
See, I never had an N64 as a kid. It was only when I was like in my teens that I managed to pick up a Pikachu N64. By the way, from my local game store, and this was before there was a big retro market, so I paid probably a lot less than I should have, which was a nice little bonus to it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, being able to play that on an N64 was good. And in this will make everyone feel old because this did the rounds yesterday. Ocarina of Time 3D is as old now as Ocarina of Time was when Ocarina of Time 3D came out.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Levi, you gotta take the fish through the door.
Do you though? I mean,
Look,
you do, yes.
He's got to make fish and chips somehow.
Mm. Here we go, the best mini boss in the game, Big Octo. A mini boss that no one has ever died to.
A mini boss that, like, I don't know. I don't even know, like, the proper way to beat it other than, like, I know there's the Coal Strat, the Spike Strat, which I should learn eventually. I just roll into the boss and then immediately stun him with a boomerang and just jump slide.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's really, again, really trivialized when you played the game a bit more and you know how it works.
Yeah. Picking up a fairy, not too bad.
Thanks for the dice of Big Octo in chat, by the way.
Yeah. So let's see. So we didn't find anything in Jabba that's boomerang locked yet. So one more Baronade. Yeah. So if Boomerang's path to King Dodongo somehow, it'll be the next check. The last check. Skull-wise, 13 skulls isn't really too bad right now. Especially with a hook shot.
Yeah, hook shot, boomerang, bottles. With Jabu being the light medallion as well, it's not as if it's you need the boomerang to beat Jabu to get a song or an item. Light medallion's the one no one really cares about. It doesn't do anything.
And it's not like we have just so everybody's aware, like, of our bridge conditions today. It is full 6 medallion bridge. We don't have some sort of reduced or split bridge condition like we have in other tournaments.
I was going to say, like SGL, which of course like this is a rematch from.
Yeah, like SGL, which was the stone bridge.
And neither runner drafted open bridge in the settings draft either.
No.
I'm pretty sure open bridge is a draftable setting, right?
I'd have to look. I know door time for open forest are. I'd be scared of open bridge a little bit, to be honest. Open bridge. If it's open bridge, then it's 6 mid. Again, it's Woski.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Again, it's one of those things that, depending on what you're used to playing with, I could definitely see people drafting. If you've played a lot of Triforce splits, for example, then you're into the habit of going to Ganon's castle early, so it doesn't feel so bad against a runner who might not be as familiar with it. So,
I mean,
you can pick you can get a bit of an advantage there.
Yeah, I mean, both of these runners are very seasoned. Levi's honestly on a multi-world team with Mr. Carp and Chimp, who drafted them into the same group. So like for those you're definitely like going to play a little bit more with like Scrubs, Dungeon ER, and lower count bridge.
Yeah, both runners will be more than familiar with a variety of settings. Don't do this to me.
Well, we have Requiem, and Requiem is in fact in Logic. So this would just be for chess game.
Which we can't do yet because we don't have magic.
Correct.
So keep them on hold yet.
Yeah. So right now, our path to King Dodongo could either be hovers, lax. Actually, can't be lax, because lax is locked by King Dodongo. So it's either hovers or lens. And Shadow Temple is locked by bombs, so it's not like we're going to get some... Ooh, unfortunate.
We don't think it's the bow, right? I don't want it to be, but it could be.
Could be the bow, I guess.
The bow's unlikely because, oh no, you could get the hook shot and go all the way around.
Yeah, if we get
But
a
we still
strength,
can't. Yeah.
yeah, we need a strength and then the bows and logic. Because it was Song of Time lock. Song of Time was Colossus, so you just needed Requiem to get it.
DC is in GTG, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Dancing Dad has nothing.
Yeah. So Ksinjah's gonna go grab her first bomb bag in a second. It's gonna skip doing Korra Pod. Levi is trying for box skip. Gets it. And also gets the fast switch hit, which Ksinjah opted not to go for it. She took the vanilla way. That's
Nice
17
jump splash
skull.
trap there to get that
Yeah,
skull.
that's 17 skulls. So 13 left. Next time goes through Kakariko, we'll probably go full 20.
Ksinjah's doing a setup here to try and get the Goron pot with just the bomb shoes.
We're almost an hour in because you're asking that we're still missing a unique hint. Is it a unique path or a unique hint? A unique always hint. Considering we're missing 2 always hints, Shannon, you're fine.
There we
And
go.
happy 1 hour, everybody. Our trackers are paying attention to bingo. And it's a deck you not out of the pot.
Shout outs to our runners today, putting on a bit of a clinic for us at the moment in this really fun combination of settings. So well drafted, everyone. Levi and ksinjah, our wonderful trackers who are making our lives a hell of a lot easier. Bronze Noob and Ashling on the screen, and what you can't see is Shannock beavering away in the background. And to Toffile, my wonderful co-commentator. Lovely to chop it up with you this evening.
Yep. And that's the lines for Levi. And I think this is Isling's first restream, so congratulations on that. Thank you for joining the team.
Welcome to the Silver Gauntlets. Pleasure to have you aboard. And Tobias is today's restreamer, and you heard them, of course, before the race, giving us a little introduction as well.
Yeah. So that's bombs for Ksinjah. Levi still hasn't done market yet. Is he going to do market? Yeah, I think you have bombs. You got 200 rupees. You could buy bombs from the bomb shoe shop.
Ooh, you could do, couldn't you?
Yeah.
We haven't seen a skull mask hint, so I definitely probably want to buy the Happy Mask shop.
Yeah. Especially with like Trail, that's actually kind of one of the better places to spawn because you're halfway in between the 2 turn-ins.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Especially since we know Minuet's not being gotten, it's impossible. Ksinjah is I think is gonna go check Skull Kid, and then is gonna go check Decantry. Alright, what do we own? Bomb Tree Bowling.
Junk to start. And
Junk.
another heart piece.
Probably gonna
No
go ahead
fun
and pick a
today.
little bit of field, I guess.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to go check the hints and the Hyrule Castle Fairy check.
Yeah, I'll say, like, you could go out of here and check Boulder. And I'm surprised you didn't go for the one near Castle, because you could get the skull up there. Could you... Do you need, you could also get the skull in the Hyrule Castle 3 grotto as well.
Yeah,
If you
you
really
got
wanted
storms,
to.
you got explosives, you could do. And you've got the boomerang, yeah.
There's Skull Mask.
Well, that's probably what he wanted to do then, just check the hint and see if there's anything there. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to work out where our first logical strength / bomb bag is that can start giving us logical things to do. Maybe Child Lake.
We're missing Open Grotto. We haven't seen Valley.
Open Grotto
Like
Valley.
It's kind of like got to be one. ZL's in Logic 2, but we don't have access to River, so we can't do Domain Solution anyway. And Levi's just gonna go BG.
Yeah, clear out as much as you can. We can't see what's behind the silver block. Levi can also reverse and clear the Dongo's cavern if they want to.
Yeah. Gonna do Creative Fairy over here. What are three? Honestly, I should also mention, like, just looking at, we do have all of our 3 Baron locations, and they are all actually, like, 3 nice Baron locations today. Water Domain Trail.
Domain can be tricky to try and routine.
There we go. We're not going to collect meme percent, but we know where meme percent is.
And that's as good as counting.
Yes. So, can't get the chest here. This isn't a foolish location, but we can't get the skull. We don't have a horse, so we can't do Wasteland. Has horror, so we have Valley, and we can't get the Fortress chest, at least.
One of the available settings to draft is Shuffle Gerudo card. Mercifully, that's not on today.
Yeah, Levi skipping the Skull and Wasteland. Alright. You're at 18. He's at 18 now. I guess he's got an idea on which ones he wants.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well. You figure that while you don't have silver gauntlets, you can't beat Spirit Temple anyway. So there's no point necessarily rushing skulls to get a mirror shield. It's not the same as, say, having like a strength or a bomb bag on 30 skulls, where you'd probably be more inclined to push it.
Yeah. Also, like, I guess you're kind of hoping that, like, Shadow Temple's probably going to be in Ice Cavern or Fire Temple entrance right now, so that's like going to be like a 4 skulls or so. Small chest up top. It was the Stone of Agony. So the Stone of Agony in the vanilla game is something you get, I think, was a 10 skull total turn in? 10 or 20. It's an item that in vanilla is, in the original N64 version, is shaped like a rumble pack, because if you had a rumble pack plugged into your controller, it would shake whenever you would walk over a hidden grotto. It can be logically required, but we have a trick turned on where it's not. Essentially, any of the hidden grottos can be required to have the Stone of Agony, but when you do that, it kind of becomes like ZL, where it locks so much often that it could get hinted, and it gets hinted really, really early and really, really often, and bottlenecks succeed, despite the fact that the locations never change for those grottos.
Yeah. I think, so you can have grottos not logically available without Stone of Agony, and grottos literally not available without Stone of Agony, I think.
Yeah.
Those are, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone use those settings, but they are available.
Yeah, I think the one setting I'm kind of guilty of playing with that isn't on a required trick usually is something like, oh, there's our last bottle. The one setting that I kind of like to turn on that isn't always on, especially in a setting like this, is Night Skulls require Sun Song.
Oh yeah.
Especially if I'm playing Overworld Skulls, if I have an Overworld Skull scene.
Levi, however, is going to go and pick up these.
Yeah, Levi's going to get another 3 Personal Skulls out of here. I don't think he's going to do Armos Push. He didn't go for Wasteland Skull. I don't know why you do the Armos Push.
No, we haven't seen either runner head to Lake as child or adult, so we do not have Scarecrow's song available. They didn't draft free Scarecrow, which cringe. I think that would be a minor setting that I would be very keen to pick.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, that was left hand. That was that was left hand.
Yeah.
That was the bottle. So that means Silver Gauntlet's just is still free to be a key and requiring a long shot somehow. You know, this is one of usually I see somebody just thought, you know, usually like if you're pulling it in the front there, usually it's, you know, the back wall and then the side strat.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that setup.
No, it's a new setup to me. Child shooting here for ksinjah.
Worst check in the game.
Stick upgrade.
I mean, because of early case sword, not as useful as it might once have been, especially because we've already beaten Baronade and beaten Dead Hand. But honestly, I do like a stick grade.
It's always nice, but we're probably almost never using a stick unless it's like just to do some torches in spirit.
Yeah, we don't even need them to do the torch run in domain. That's 20 for Levi.
Yep.
Thank you for the 19-month resub, by the way. Appreciate it.
I believe that's Elgatua of Triforce Blitz fame.
He is indeed. Hopefully he's spending his, what do they call it, paternity leave, scheming up some brilliant new settings.
Setting 1. Ocarina memory game. Always dead.
Honestly, that feels like a very TFB setting. I can absolutely see that.
Okay, so big chest. This nice.
Ooh.
Won't do any more damage to King Dodongo, but
Nice to save half an hour.
Yeah. Nice that both of our runners are going to get it, especially like there's no guarantee we're going to get a hammer, actually, now that I think about it.
That is true, because we know that we do not need to beat Fire Temple. Well, not only do we not need to beat it, we can't beat it.
Correct. For those wondering, Fire Temple, we have beatable only Dungeon ER, and Fire Temple has ended up in Jabu Jabu. Yeah, gotta go grab the last skull over here. So I'll be at 21 at the end of GTG or DC. This is
we'll
really like.
As well.
Yeah, so really, there just kind of has to be like a strength somewhere that's just throwing everything into logic, and we just don't have a lead on it. Adult SFM is in logic.
Yeah. At this point, don't know what I expect to find there. Bolero, maybe? Nocturne? I don't know.
It could, I mean, it could be Bolero if somehow, like, because we have hovers and we have a hookshot, but hovers and hookshot are strength or bombs locked at this point. So, like, if it was somehow that our first available strength is in whatever's in Crater, whatever. But like, then that's it could be Spirit Temple and Fire Temple entrance, and but we don't have a slingshot.
I mean, what logical items do we have so far?
Nothing, almost nothing, essentially.
Yeah, I think it might literally be nothing.
Uh,
Oh, that's not true. We've got our ice arrows and our Nehru's love in our wallet were logical.
okay, yes, we have wallet. We have exactly access to. We can get a Goron tunic in Logic, which doesn't do anything for us because a Goron tunic can't be used for
No,
anything logically.
and at any rate, there
And
is a
we've had
Goron
3
tunic sitting at the
bottles.
top of a river.
And we've
So
gotten 3 bottles, yeah. Oh yeah, true.
it's well, this is one of the things with required only is that you can often get these bottlenecks.
Yeah.
Not that because of the way things are sewn out that really logically at least lock the whole seed. Were it not for those bomb shoes in the back of Impa's house, we'd be
This
completely
would be hilarious,
lost
yeah.
right now.
Yeah. I mean, we could have gotten around. We could have done a bit more in GTG. We could have elite, nah, but we would have. That would have just been Waffle's chest. Real still foolish. God damn it! There's a big chest behind the Hammer Rocks.
Of course there is. I was going to ask which Hammer Rocks, but yes, both of them.
Levi's at 5 hard, so he probably can just death ward out of this. If he doesn't want to go to Lake. There's our 30 dupe that they're working towards. Ksinjah is back to deal with Link to Goron for a 3rd time.
Hey!
And finally, is the charm.
And that was true. Yeah, we did logically get the big Po bottle, and thus logically get Rute's letter.
Yeah, but we don't have anything to do with Ruto's letter as of yet because we can't get into domain to turn it in.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so Levi did not check the crate, which is interesting. I don't think he had to choose, and Ksinjah, on the other hand, is going to go take a look and see what our crater path might be. Was Crater Path to Rova? To Rova.
Bongo, I think.
No, Bongo was SFM.
Oh, you're right. GTG is also past the Baronade. That checks out. It means that we know that the Boomerang's not past Goma. Sorry, not past the King Dodongo.
Theoretically. Oh, wait, yeah.
Was it?
We have Vanilla Alright.
So that leads me to believe that, well, that does tell us that it's not for the song. Oh, well, I guess it could technically still, Bolero could still be the path if there's something on top of the volcano.
Or there's a Spirit Temple and we need it for Spirit Temple.
Oh, right, yeah,
because access to this
child.
Yeah, okay, so Bolero's just... It's just path because Sub and Bolero for Requiem. But still, to be honest, Bolero is really nice because we just don't have a warp song to the east at all. We don't have Nocturne, we don't have Minuet, we're never getting Minuet. So at least Bolero's like, you get yourself over to this side of the world, and here we go. Burning Cack is a... Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Ah, a slingshot. Just what we were after.
Now, the slingshot means that, logically,
the slingshot gives us the K sword, logically, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Stalfos was a key, right?
Stalfos was a
Can't remember.
key.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, because we need 4 keys to get the Kokiri sword because of key logic.
Yeah. There's magic. Or strength from go mode.
And Din's fire for Ksinjah as well. All of it just apparently just go to the grottos.
Oh,
and
good.
vanilla shadow tempo.
Hey, we're gonna have to find
So-
ice caverns today.
Sorry, yeah.
Unless it's Doctrine X.
I think at this, we know that it can't be on the prelude check because that's behind shadow.
Yeah.
Where else can it be? We know it's not Bolero. We know it's not. It is. It's in Nocturnes in Ice Cavern.
No, we haven't done Minuet check yet. That's the last one.
Oh, you're right. I keep thinking that we have.
Actually, you're right now. And Minuet's about the bongo. Yeah, so logically to get to GTG... Logically to get to... No. But yeah, no. So for those wondering also, like, why we're saying, like, Slingshot gets you K-Sword, it's because because Spirit Temple's accessible as a child. You can actually go into GTG as a child and use the Slingshot to shoot the... switch.
This is a committed Mido skip from Levi.
I thought ksinjah did.
They did.
Oh, there was a big chest. Was there a big chest and she wanted to do the backflip strat?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this isn't the worst gainer in the world, but it can be annoying. There we go.
Yeah, that's not fun. That makes sense. Another bomb bag. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So both bomb bags so far in Goron City. Neither of them we've got logically. Vanilla Forest, so I think that means we've got Vanilla Ice Cavern as well.
Yeah. We still don't know what Water Temple is.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, those two could be flipped again.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't expect Levi to go very far in here. This is going to be a very easy dungeon to get key locked out of. Also, especially given that we can't finish one of our stones as well. But this is going to be nice because this is going to be 4 skulls towards the target. But like Levi will probably go do Crater Loop next, and then we'll find Dins, and then probably immediately go and do Shadow Temple.
Yeah, we are still looking for that one item that puts that just logically unlocks the speed.
Well, what it's going to be is it's going to be what I think it is right now is it will be we're missing a strength somewhere. That's the problem. There's a strength in Cloud Lake, or just Lake in general. I think.
It could be in here, right?
I mean, our hookshot strength locked.
Oh, of course. Right, yeah.
Because
so
like
it's interesting that Levi's coming in here, given that we don't logically have it yet.
yeah, because our path in GTG to King Ndongo, I think is. I have to think this out. Because we still don't have. It's going to be K-Sword. It's going to be It's going to be K-Sword to get Strength 2 out of the well to go get your bombs from the Foreign City chest. I think that's how the paths are going to resolve.
Yeah, until someone really, because there could still be an item in the back of GTG that we've not seen.
Yeah, but the problem that is like any sort of thing that like like Wall to Goma has to be for the K-Sword. It has to lock the K-Sword somehow.
Yeah,
And
because there was a slingshot just freely available.
And so really, it's just like you have to get the strength. It can't be a low tier bomb deck because we have a path to King Dodongo. And a low tier path to King Dodongo would destroy any of the checks that we've seen.
Well, this is some really tasty logical spaghetti, isn't it?
Yeah, this is really interesting. It would also imply that Strength 2 lock is somehow locking our hook or hammer, which honestly completely expected. Hammer could just also be completely inaccessible.
It could be in the Valley Hammer off.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And yeah, oh yes, foolish water. Yeah, foolish stone water. It's for inaccessible OOT.
I mean,
yeah,
Water Temple could be inaccessible, to be fair.
Yeah, irons could be in Water Temple inside of the vanilla entrance. So, Levi's going to go do Foreign City as an adult. Go do Path Crater. We'll find Spirit, and then hopefully continues on because I think you know why Bolero's the path very quickly, but you'd still like to probably go check the last 2 or 3 items up in Crater just in case.
Yeah, and he'd be right to do so because that's where ksinjah found Din's fire. Yeah.
Irons can't be in water, it's foolish. That is true, technically, that because it is a progression item, it would prevent it from being foolish.
Even if it's required only, so you wouldn't be able to get them without.
I'm pretty sure the check is if it's a major item first, before
Okay.
it's accessible. Because it's not a major progressive ammo capacity. We'll opt to see if Levi goes for the Hover Strand here first. Pretty sure because it's a big chest, you could just backflip onto it and just kind of like hop your way back out of the maze as well. I know you can use the big chest to hop over the stone wall going right to left. So I'm pretty sure you'd be able to do it left to right.
That makes sense.
Dodonga's Cavern is hinted in Gerudo Training Ground. Both runners have this information.
Yeah, both copies of that hint were outside the sensitive zone.
Levi's at 25 skulls, so should be around 28 or so. So that's actually pretty great positioning for him because you can grab 2 more near Kakariko.
Levi's struggling a little bit to get this.
Yeah, this scanner can be a little tricky. You have to jump a little earlier than you think. Almost there. Yeah, so the 2 bomb bags we know of are one's on Hot Rodder, which is hard bomb locked, and our second bomb bag is on.
What is here?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, ksinjah bails out Forest. Forest is lovely and required only because if it's not beatable, it's not one of those where you've got to think about, like Spirit, where you've got to work out the key logic. It's, oh, I've run out of keys, so therefore I cannot go further.
Yeah. Fortunately, so yeah, this is just like one of those like end of unfortunate sides and routing. Like Levi's gonna have to climb back up Foolish Trail again. I hope he's climbing up Foolish Trail again to go check Path Crater.
Surely you thought so.
Unless you're okay, you're gonna go check Shooting Gallery. Fine. Shooting Gallery in 20 souls. This is fine. Oh, more choose.
More logic breakers.
I mean, I just want to give us logic, please. And I think it's actually going to be really important that if both of the runners realize they're probably missing a strength right now, because you're really only looking for a strength. So if you kind of go back to Temple Time and kind of work your way.
I mean, at this point, what logically available checks have we not seen? It's pretty much child fishing and the valley chest, right?
Child fishing, the valley chest, yeah.
Valley crate, I mean. Yeah, you knew what I meant.
Adult fishing isn't in logic because we don't have logical bombs or a hook shot in order to be able to access it. We need pre-planted plains isn't on, so we don't have access to adult fishing because the water's lowered. So we'd either need to summon Scarecrow or play ride a bean over in order to get there. ksinjah is making the play for River. This is probably going to end up in ice. I mean, I don't hate this. This is going to probably be Serenade.
Serenade's the only song that we haven't had hinted or seen.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not true. It could be Suns.
It could be Suns. We still don't know what's on Prelude. But
not too either way. Not really hugely valuable songs. Suns is less valuable now that we're quite a way deep into collecting skulls, and Serenade is nice for movement, but hopefully you're not really going to water anytime soon.
yeah, I mean, Serenade might be nice just in case you want to do Trail Lake. But
yeah,
I think like the next time you get Child, you're going to have to go to Trail Lake. But yeah, Levi is going to get this, and he'll be able to do Shadow Temple once he's done running this loop. Was there something up here? Okay, this was... I don't recognize what's under the smokestack. I'm just going to go get it just in case.
Yeah. I I find it so difficult to work out what's up there. But while you've got the hover boots, if you're not sure, it doesn't hurt to check.
Yeah. Where was our Shadow Temple entrance at?
Shadow Temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Fun.
Yeah,
I feel like
technically
for some reason. Go ahead.
I was gonna say technically it isn't behind Shadow Temple itself, so.
It's just like I feel that in every time I watch a Dungeon ER seed, Shadow Temple for some reason is always vanilla.
Essa found the bongo. Fortunately, Ksinjah has not done any field, and she's still missing magic. Levi's about to go get his tins, and we'll be happy because he gets to go grab 3 or 4 more skulls. Be nicer to have a long shot, but you know.
Yeah, Levi has had the hint that DMT is foolish, so it's just a question of whether he wants to. Oh, he's just going to drop Soda. Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
he's just gonna take a look and see what's in Fire Temple and Discovered Spirit, and then he'll be like, okay, that's why it's Bolero. Because our Fire Arrows are in Logic. They were in Shield Grave. They've been in Logic, but they've been useless.
Yeah.
Until now. And here we go, Shadow Temple time. So Ksinjah is going to be heading for... Which, No, it was
Maybe-
Remote Grotto. Remote Grotto was bomb-locked.
Maybe ksinjah does Valley Lake here, and then goes through field. You can pick up the slingshot in the open grotto, and that gives you the target in the woods, which chat has correctly pointed out is in Logic, and we haven't seen.
Yeah. Have we seen... I forgot. Did we see, Richard?
Yes, it was a substantial amount of cash. Purple rupee, I think.
Okay.
Speaking of substantial amounts of cash.
Yeah. So Ksinjah's going to go do... GTG... not GTG...
Child Spirit.
Child Spirit. So we'll get an idea of key layout here. Don't have Strain 2. Though right now, Strain 2 is probably locking entry to this place.
Yeah, and we're pretty sure that Child Spirit is logically required. It's not actually required.
Okay, this is Strain 3. No, it's our first scale.
Seed, what are you doing, man?
This is all bomb locked. Because right now our only magic's in a bombable grotto. Hammer's probably behind Strain 2.
Yeah, we picked up bomb chews, what, a couple of minutes in?
Yeah, bomb shoes were in Emma's house.
And we've not been in Logic since.
And we've been 1 degree out of Logic. This is just kind of one of those weirder seeds where usually like we've caught up the Logic by now, but the Logic's probably like sitting in a seed that's in Child Lake, and well, Fire Temple's in Jabu, so nobody wants to do it. Go down there and do anything in there because we're not going to need Scarecrow.
Yeah, you can work out what item we've missed, and you just kind of say, okay, so I can work out what the seed is expecting of me to have done.
Yeah. If there's a strength in Shadow, then screw logic, right? Essentially, it's going to be, let me just go beat the seed, get my light arrows in, and if I need strength 3, I'm going to go do childlike. Because it's childlike or adult-like, I guess. Well, it can't be adult-like. It has to be childlike.
It's the Valley Crate or it's child fishing, right? That's
yeah, basically.
We think or target in the woods.
Could be targeted in the woods because the slingshot was the open grotto. So, like, we have a weapon. This weapon's in logic. Well, the problem is the boomerang is going to get into logic as soon as the slingshot gets into logic.
Give dots.
So.
Yeah, it's just waiting to get back into what?
Did you see that on ksinjah side?
No.
The keys decided to be annoying in an even more different way than usual. It jumped in front of her boomerang as she was trying to kill a skull.
Honestly, Keys, why?
She was locked onto it. It just got in the path of it perfectly.
Forget key sanity. Give us key sanity.
The first 3 checks in Fire Temple are not in logic because we need a way to get to Turn of the Water.
Right, because we don't have a logical scale or bomb bag.
Correct. I'm surprised Levi hasn't fallen off the platform yet. The timing on this has been horribly scuffed, it feels like.
Nah, mate, just gotta have faith. How do you think hover boots really work? Magic? No, it's blind faith.
I mean, my hover boots work on puppy parks, but
Yeah, that works.
Levi didn't check Valley Crate. I think he was out of chews, so he didn't want to use a chew for it and opted to go for Waterfall because maybe he didn't feel confident in doing
The recoil.
potion. Yeah, the recoil to the crate. And honestly, like, if you're just gonna make a play of like, okay, some of this stuff's probably meant logic, we'll go take a look at it, then we'll see. What do we got here?
What do we get?
Crate?
Iron boots that we absolutely do not want.
Dude. Alright. I mean...
Put those hard away.
Yeah. That's not really, like, I'd say that's actually not bad for ksinjah, just in case, like, we need to get into Water Temple entrance, but that's a check Levi's doing. Looking for keys and we'll get it just in case there lights.
Yeah, the only thing that can be in the Water Temple entrance is Water Temple, which is foolish, or Ice Cavern, which could have some items, but we know that we won't need the song.
Yeah. Well, we might need the song. Could be song. But...
Oh, right. I always forget about the Sun Song Grave. Don't.
Yeah, there's one... Everybody loves Sun Song.
To be fair, one of the first things I remember watching, it was AD for something in the Sun Song Grave, which is very... Oh yeah, light arrows in the Sun Song Grave. Hilarious.
Yeah. It's usually like all of a sudden Sun Song or Song of Time becoming required late in the seed is one of those things that you always tend to remember. And then you never forget it because you hate those seeds so much.
Yep. It's like there's most of these, like, all of the really awkward checks is like that you don't really remember them until they bite you in the bum, and then all of a sudden you never forget them.
No.
Sounds like for example, there can be an item in the Ganon's boss key chest. Like I've marooned that before and paid for it. Obviously in different logic settings, but like You only have to get bit by it once, and then it's imprinted on your memory forever.
Yeah. Alright. Okay, so just taking care of the first Iron Knuckle in in Spirit Temple.
Yeah, with double defense, this is not too bad at all, to be honest.
Yeah, so Levi will be... Yeah, Levi's at 29, so when he's done here, he'll be at 30. He'll be at 30, Hooker by Crook when getting down with Shadow.
So we didn't find anything in Child Spirit except keys, right? Oh, iron boots, but we know that we're pretty sure that that's not for anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably won't lead to anything, but they'll be good to have, just in case.
Yeah, there could be something in ice, or something that spawns from ice, I guess. I just want to check. I just want to check a square off my bingo card. Okay. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I want to check.
Take a look. Yeah.
Path item only required for key logic. That's what I want to check on.
Let's see.
Reminder as well, you can play Silver Gauntlet Bingo at home. Exclamation point bingo will generate you a card, and if you don't like the card, well, then you can just re-roll it.
So, should I count Java contains no useful item because it was the lens?
Until we find out what's on TCG, undecided.
Yeah, I get bingo if somebody does the toilet, by the way.
Oh my word, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, iron boots give us toilet.
Yeah.
We know that we can't have dins in there, unfortunately, but doesn't mean that there can't be something in there.
Yeah, not much in Shadow Temple so far, other than its scale early on.
At the very least, it's progression, so it doesn't really matter that you've not found anything.
Alright, so this will be magic, magic for ksinjah. Hopefully she kind of keeps going and then we'll get to see what's in Lake, because this is going to be the trough part, because like it's magic, so this will open up Shadow Temple for you, but you also should be kind of suspecting I'm missing Strain 2 right now, and it's got to be like Lake or for her Open Grotto. And it's a really, really long way to get back here as a child.
Yeah, it sucks.
Is at least continuing a bit. The problem, and it's just like, do you want to really spend the next 3 or 4 minutes just kind of like getting yourself down to child fishing, and then save and quitting, or going for more progression, or do you just cut it short?
We're about to find out.
Yeah, but, so we'll see if Levi goes for the last. He's got one skull he's missing. There's one more skull in Shadow Temple. It's the one over in the spinning pop room in this area, but you might want to go for a more convenient one, but this one's also like right here, so who knows.
It is possible to soft lock yourself in the triple spinning pot room.
Look, we know what it is. We're not going to do it. We're not going to read. We're not going to pick up the skull on the platform as the plats move through and catch us and clip it in. Catch us in them as we clip into them because we lose hit detection. Ksinjah's heading for Valley, so this will probably be a full sweep into Lake. So hopefully we'll get our answer now on where Strain 2 is.
Is the Mirror Shield now available for Levi as soon as they turn in their skull?
This is our last check before Bongo in here.
Yeah, good point by Shannock in chat. That even if Shadow wasn't vanilla entrance-wise, that we would need magic and dins because the boss key was vanilla.
I think it's on the other side of the room. I'm pretty sure it's on the other side of the room, but yeah.
I can never remember which side.
It's the vanilla room. It
Yeah.
counts. It's literally there's 2 chests in the room.
We'll get French vanilla.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what's on the crate.
Strict one. Anybody? Or is it going to be the literal last location?
The literal last location at this point is shooting a target in the woods.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
2 checks left. If someone can think of any other logical checks, by the way, please tell us. Because it's possible that we've just been...
we can memory hold stuff.
Yeah. I believe the technical term they use in the industry is papagered it.
Yeah, this isn't... this... So, like... The problem... Yeah, if you want to do like Valley Lake as a route, usually you like to do it like after doing Lon Ranch because it's kind of like you'll get the time of day working out, so you get back to market at daytime. If not, I don't really think for like if you start as Child and you do Child 1, I don't think you really want to do Valley Lake.
No.
I think you want to go to Lon and then go to market.
Have you got a particular 150 BPM song you want to use to kill Bongo?
I usually use Skater Girl.
Yeah, I'll go Elton John's Crocodile Rock. How does that sound?
So Valley Lake is... I'm not a big Valley Lake person. I don't want to sound biased here.
No, I don't. I don't like doing it either, but
it's a very long way for 3 items, for 2 or 3 items, and just 3 hits maybe.
In a little bit, I'm not going to say that it's dated, but it's clearly one of those things that got ingrained in as part of the old school 3-song route when you didn't have 3 Child Zelda.
Exactly. Like, it was something that a lot of people did as a route because of time and day rounding in Season 2, Season 3, and the meta really should have broken after that point, but, you know, it's meta. Lax is just bomb shoes. Good to see where Levi goes here, because he didn't really have a lot left in logic.
What was the song on the prelude chat? I completely spaced out. There we go.
There's Strand 2. It was on Child's Fishing. Yeah, so that's our logic. I missed it myself.
Oh, he didn't pick it up. That's why we missed it. It's Sun's song.
Okay, so it's Serenade and Ice. Vanilla Serenade. That's nice, but it's annoying after 30 skulls, collecting all 30 skulls. So I kind of think if Levi's paying careful attention to the logic, he probably goes to his Child Spirit. Hasn't done Richard yet, so that's why he went and did set up
Time of day.
Time of day like he did, yeah, because he didn't know he was going to get Sun Song. He did. So he's going to go do Night Market because he knows Night Market might have his strength too.
Wait, hang
probably...
on.
Sorry.
I'm just going to say, everyone put your treasure chest game guesses in chat now. Because that's the other night market check you can set up for.
Yep. I mean, this could be straight 3 for all we know. Yeah, so...
Could be, actually, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure if Levi's kept close enough eye on the logic, I'll know that there's like 3 possible spots where his strength 2 could be. And this is one of those things where it's like when we talk about logic and how it's only a suggestion, this is the case where logic really isn't a suggestion. This is where you really want to be paying very careful attention to your logic. Just so you don't like go to Ice Cavern or something and massively shoot past what your flow mode is.
This is the scale for ksinjah.
Yeah, scale for ksinjah. Ksinjah still hasn't been done to Dodongos, hasn't reversed to Dodongos yet.
True.
So Levi has kind of slowly, steadily, with kind of how he's routed this, he's kind of just really built up a pretty hefty lead at the moment, it feels like.
Certainly, if they realize
to...
where the logical first strength has to be, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, because... Yep, sorry, go ahead.
I just hope they don't think that palm shoes are on logic because they didn't turn that setting on.
Yeah. Something that I think we spoke about earlier was how there was a Big Goron sword just on the way into Dongo's Cavern. Because ksinjah hasn't done that yet, they don't have Big Goron sword, and so every now and again it will just bleed a few seconds here and there. Not the 30 minutes everyone jokes about, but it does begin to add up.
Yeah. This does kind of mean that it will probably be... DC will probably be ksinjah's last dungeon. So she may actually not get Big Goron sword at all, because if you still got to choose, you'll just Q-strat the entrance and just skip everything else.
Yeah, the one thing that I think would prevent you from doing that was if light arrows don't turn up on the way in Spirit, is that and For Always Wind doesn't turn up. GTG is a pain to get back to.
I mean, yeah, but I think like if you want to roll the dice, I don't think you check the Dongo's Cavern. I think you just chew strats open the skull and go it, because like you're gonna save so much time if you don't have to go upstairs.
Yeah, I mean you're leaving out. Hang on, let me do the maths here.
You're only gonna skip like
3, 4, 5,
maybe 1 or 2 checks.
Yeah.
You'll peek the check upstairs, and then do you want to open up the check in the I guess the compass chest? Yeah, ksinjah has knowledge now of like everything. She's essentially in knowledge glow mode. She knows where everything is except for light arrows. The magic was kind of holding her back a little bit, which kind of is unfortunate, because like Levi was able to kind of like pair a lot of that in with. Levi was able to pair a lot of it in with just doing required dungeons. Yeah, you gotta go like Levi. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, it is going to be Levi's last check. But this is very much just clean up the last remaining checks. I know that Strength 1 has to be out here somewhere.
Right. So like the worst part right now for light arrows is probably Lax, because we're gonna have to. It requires us to hunt down the long shot somewhere, or I guess there is always light travel, because light travel is the thing.
Oh yeah, here it is. I think Levi's gonna go through domain here to pick up to go into Child Lake. So I think it won't be his last check, because he probably won't do the valley. When we do child fishing first.
Yeah, y'all skip Valley first. I don't remember if we. I know ksinjah probably looked at what the letter spot item was, but I don't remember what it was, so we'll probably take a look at it. And then we do have like all of our paths and flourishes. So I have to imagine that Levi probably won't really make a play for anything else in here.
No, he's got no need to.
Like the one thing you could do right now, if you really wanted to, is just turn in letters so you could not have to KZ skip.
It's bombs.
It's bombs, but you can KZ skip. You've got 2 bottles.
Yeah, and the only reason you would need to KZ skip, I'll put my teeth back in, is if Ganondorf says, "Aha, you'll never find the light arrows in the ice cavern or Zora's fountain."
Yeah.
Nice little spinny song there from Levi.
Actually, the really nice thing is that we already have a blue fire, but we still have a blue fire bottle for ice.
Yeah, so you can route it slightly differently. You can get the two items first on the right hand side, which speeds things up a bit.
Yep, and here we go, strength 2 for Levi. This will be his low mode.
Yeah, so I expect after he leaves child fishing, it's straight to crater to do child spirit, or at least do the first couple of checks, and then age change.
You don't want to get screwed with it. You know there has to be a key there because child access is logically required. So you just want to at least make sure you grab a small key or the big key if it is there, and then you're out of here. You're never going to child again in this scene, unless we get like Fire Temple lights.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now about what's the last thing you want to hear from him. Inside my castle, maybe not, because there are at least checks inside Ganon's castle that you can do.
Yeah. There's a bunch of checks in GC you can do, and then you'll start having to try to figure out where everything else is. But like, we're in a beatable only seed where strength is kind of like one of our key parts of the progression. So, like you know, strength 1 blocks a lot of stuff. Even if we didn't get it like that, you kind of know this is strength 1.
Low-key Gerudo Valley would be horrible, because God knows where the hammer is.
And then you also know that, you also kind of would know that, I guess it depends on where our third bomb bag is, but there's a distinct feeling that I'm getting that it's strength 2 is locking that bomb bag. That's our first logical bomb bag, that's the actual path. For Katie in the well, it's not the hook shot.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's in logic now, Shannon.
Yeah, the GTG path is still making me think, because what was there in GTG that would have been path to King's Stomp?
It was Case Sword or Bow.
Yeah, we know it's not Boomerang because that's hinted.
It would have been if you got the strength. Let's see.
Maybe it is Hookshot for access to GTG. Because we still logically don't have access to it yet. You definitely need a Hookshot to get either Epona, because Epona is behind Spirit, which you need a Hookshot for, or...
Strength Elephants can DC. DC gets us our second strength. Our second strength gets us the bomb bag. Was her strength bomb locked? Maze right side, hot runner. Wild fishing well. Now it's the freestanding item in the well. So you need to get the strength to get the second strength to get. So that would open up the bombs. How does the second strength? It's King. Oh God, no! It's going to be something for like Starkey. Actually, our King Dodonko path today is actually going to be for Gerudo Fortress access.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point, at this point, I don't think it could be anything else.
Yeah, no, because like the strength in the well resolves the Barpack path immediately. And that's only strength 1 locked. So it has to be what's our logical path to it has to be it's too hard. It's actually too hard to tell, if I'm honest, because it could be hookshot, and it's either hookshot because we need a hookshot in order to beat Shadow Temple, or it could be the case where because we need to get the hover boots in order to beat Shadow Temple to get a bonus song. So it's something like it's either opponent's locks long shot and we were supposed to have the horse to get to the wasteland, or it's like it's our first hook shot and our second hook shot somewhere else in GTG.
Yeah, and
or if I hook shot locked elsewhere.
K-Sword is the path, and K-Sword gets you hover boots, and hover boots allow you to get opponents so you can get to GTG. Something like that.
Yeah, no, and it can't be the bow. And Boomerang has to be past the Baronade because Rudo's letter was
elsewhere.
Spare
and
2.
Yeah, and at any rate, it doesn't matter because
actually the letter doesn't matter because it's because Storms
it's in the well.
0.
Yeah, we started with Storms. Everyone got that? Good? Lovely.
Good. Yeah, there'll be an
Good.
exam at the end of the race.
Moving swiftly on. Just watching Levi clear out Spirit Temple, which so far not really had anything worthwhile in it.
Sorry, I have my window open today because, we got a foot of snow up here on Monday, or over the weekend.
Whereabouts are you?
Northeastern U.S. So I got a literal foot of snow.
Damn.
Sunday night into Monday. And then last night it rained, and we got like 3 inches of rain, and it's 50 degrees outside, and you can see grass, lots of grass. It's going to rain again on Friday, so this is about the fastest I've ever seen a foot of snow vanish.
Yeah, I'm in the very fortunate position of living in Wales, so it rains here pretty much all the time.
Well.
Yeah. It's very pretty though.
Yes, and I have no idea how to say anything in Welsh.
That's alright, nobody does. I very much include myself in that, as a non-native Welsh.
It was like, I don't think you actually need that key because you're not actually. Well, he doesn't know what's on Silver Gauntlet's chest, I suppose.
No, that's true.
We know what your shield chest is, but
yeah, because it's the 4th and final bottom.
Yep.
So but Levi doesn't know, of course, that there's nothing on the Silver Gauntlet's chest. So he's going to go and kill this Iron Knuckle anyway.
Yeah, the one thing he's kind of missing is the top of a child climb right now, which is where the irons were. He may opt to kind of like route that in after melting the face.
Yeah, and it's not very often that you see someone walk right next to a big chest and then walk away.
He already picked up 3 bottles, so...
Right, there's not even anything good in it, so... It's just a bottle.
Yeah, I mean we arguably got 3 of the 3 most useful bottles.
Ruto's, Blue Fire, and Big Foes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. And I'd say number 4 is probably a fairy.
Fairy or bug, depending on the seed. But like usually,
Bugs is for sure.
bugs is if you have Overworld Skulls. But even then, like usually there's, if you know where to look, there's bugs around. That's Bongo down for ksinjah.
Bongo is done. The classic Nintendo hand boss.
I'm trying to think of what might be the first time I've ever seen a boss from Nintendo that was just hands. Because, like, all I can think of right now is, like, Donkey Kong 94. Not a vanilla boss key, that's a vanilla boss key.
That is a vanilla boss key. There's one in SM64, right? Inside the pyramid. There's the classic hand-eye boss.
Yeah, but, like, Donkey Kong 94 ends with Donkey Kong growing to a gigantic size and just being a face in the background, then he attacks you with his hands. So, you probably played Oracle of Seasons, I would suppose, or no?
Well, people might not be surprised. There's a lot of Zelda that I have not played, to be honest.
That's fair.
I'm very much.
So I was just curious.
Yeah, I'm more of a. Yeah, very much. I enjoy Ocarina of Time and watching people play other Zeldas, but I don't necessarily play them myself.
That's fair. Yeah, no, because I've done. I know that Nintendo's copied that boss pattern at least 3 times.
I'm pretty sure one of the Star Fox games, one of the Androsses is like a big mouth and hands.
I get, yeah. Andros is a big head in the first game. No, he's not really a... It's more a giant face.
Yeah, okay.
He's more of the he's a giant polygon model. They didn't make him like an actual, like... show him as like an actual, like, human thing until... 64. Okay, Levi's got his irons, which you're happy to find.
Obviously was hoping for lights there, probably.
Yeah, you're hoping for lights, but but also on the other hand, like, you're just happy that you're not hunting for iron goods to gain access to the last of the dungeons if it shows up somewhere else. I think he's like, do I really want to do Sunblock for him?
The answer is he doesn't, but he might end up doing it anyway.
He's changing to the hook shot so he doesn't screw this up.
Noboru down. Time for Twin Rover. given what we know where we are at the moment, I'm not going to say that it's Levi's race to lose, but it certainly feels like light arrows would have to be somewhere awful to give ksinjah the time to catch things up.
It's basically ksinjah has to be able to find strength 3 before Levi can, and it's in my trial or GC. There's nothing really that Levi can't get to that ksinjah won't be trailing behind him for.
Also working in Levi's favour is because of required only. There's not really many places that it could be that strength 3 could be.
Yeah.
You've got Ice Cavern, whether that's in Ice Cavern or in Water Temple, we don't know yet, but we can get access to either. It could be in the really early Fire Temple, which is annoying, but you can. It could be in the back of GTG. I think that's about it.
The back of Forest as well. Well, though I wasn't paying attention to keys exactly. They just all kind of just went in there to grab 4 skulls and check some items. Mostly the skulls. But I wasn't really paying attention if we had enough keys to continue on in the Forest Temple. Levi, ksinjah has done Valley Crate. That's it. Levi's done the entirety of Dodongo's Cavern as well. And Valley. I mean, they're not very far apart. It's really only probably about, I don't know, maybe 6 minutes.
Yeah, depending on how ksinjah chooses to go through DC. Yeah, it's in the single figures of minutes. But
yeah,
it should be enough for Levi, but
yeah,
rando gonna rando, right?
Yeah, I honestly, I think Levi was just a little bit more aggressive age changing. The routing played out a little bit better. Not finding the magic much earlier. Also, probably played a big part in it, just because that allowed him to like push more skulls in the way that he wanted to go.
Yeah, being able to get into GTG and pick up the 3 key items there was huge.
And here we go. There's only one more item we're going to see, but item check we're going to see before this. But we're going to go get a hit. I get. Oh, that is true. I guess there is Valley Hammer Rocks that could be light arrows that could throw a wrench in things, though. Like you'd have to. Like if our King Dodongo path is for axes, then that does mean that it doesn't really tell us anything about where Hammer could be. But it feels like Hammer has to be late.
Yeah, if we see inside my castle, then we've got roughly a 50-50 chance of it being in Light Trial. I think actually it's favoured to be in Light Trial, but
yeah, it's
only ever
so
slightly.
It's like, well, I've seen one more, so it'll be like 8 of 15 checks. You have 2 in Spirit, 2 in Water, 1 in Forest, 2 in Shadow, and 1 upstairs. So there's 8 other items, but we'll have gone past one of them, so it'll be 8 out of 15 unknowns.
Even if you don't put light arrows in this chest, at least put something big in there for the drama.
Yeah. What a slingshot. Everybody loves a slingshot.
I mean, there's like 50 goddamn slingshots in this game. It is a key though, so it's worth picking up.
Yeah. There is 1 key locked item in this dungeon. Albeit, we should also note that it also could require all the keys. Actually, no, it can't. It could be a key itself.
Here's the Spice Girls.
There goes.
And the reunion tour's over.
There are no hammerlock checks in Ganon's Castle. Fire Trial in Ganon's Castle actually is strength relock, believe it or not. It's has one of the 3 pillars in the game that you can lift. They just never do it because Fire Trial doesn't have any items.
No, you'll only ever see it if trials are turned on, which they can be in Season 7.
Yeah.
And Fire Trial is one of those trials that you need.
Yeah, Trials I think is going to be kind of an unpopular pick just because it's like it'd be nice for execution, but then does the execution person really just want to do Trials?
Yeah, I think if you play like a lot of RSL or something, for example, or Multi-World, it's on horseback archery.
On HBA, wonderful. Okay, cool. Well,
This is very much Levi's to lose.
We don't yet have the horse. We gotta go get our horse from being locked behind everything in this seed.
Yep. It's easy though because you can nocturne to the graveyard and then pop into Kakariko Village and pick up your horse. Well, I say pick up your horse. Pick up the song for the horse.
Yeah. It's actually kind of unfortunate for ksinjah. Just because she's probably going to use Epona. She might use Epona to get over to Fortress.
Yeah, but there's no way
immediately... Yeah, sorry.
There's no way you check horseback archery before doing progression. No, you just do that and play for the hint.
Yeah. So you're just going to have to make another trip out there. Levi, it doesn't, Levi's obviously going to have to make another trip out to Fortress, but like he did it earlier in the Fawn where...
Yeah, he's not necessarily lost anything from doing it, and I had a thought, and it will come back to me. Give me a second. Yeah, as we said, he's already been to Fortress, so he's already got the Gerudo card. The bridge is open. He doesn't have to see that short cutscene. He can just go straight in there. No one's going to try and stop him.
Yeah. Neither of them were crazy enough to shuffle that Gerudo card to suit.
Thank the Lord. Whoever that may be. Don't need to kill the big Poe because we were very handily given one in the bottle.
Yep.
Which gave us Root SSL, which has been completely useless. Sad. I'm also not going to get Bingo, which is the most upsetting thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a scratch card where I've got 4 1 square off from Bingos.
Alright, Levi, I need you to biff HBA.
To the tune of 1550 or less?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that one as well. Levi's just waiting and waiting.
Technically they didn't enter HBA the well with bombs. They had bomb chews, but they didn't have bombs, so I'm counting that.
Oh, I would count that, yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm just I've got nothing.
You've been teased as well.
I just only have 1 4, but I've got a couple 3s.
I'm gonna say 1720. Well, you're in luck because Levi can't make 1500 now.
All right.
Does he need to? Yes, he does.
And that's Rova down. Here comes ksinjah reverse into GTG. I honestly don't really blame Levi for this. HBA sucks most of the time.
I hate it.
This is like one of the worst checks in the game, especially like I still don't know how the people who like do 1800s get this done well. But like this being your light arrows that you need for go mode, and you have just
Clutched.
getting it out.
Honestly, I admire it for the swag. I'm gonna get 1500 and no more. Yeah, I hate that. If there's a major item on HBA 1500 and I'm racing, congratulations. So now I've got to do the long climb up the tower again for Levi, but I was going to say it's going to feel a lot better knowing that you can actually kill the MFer at the top this time, but I wonder how Levi's feeling after all that. HBA was not his best, you know. Any nerves going to be settling in, especially after how close their race at SGL was, which, a reminder for those who missed this earlier, 12 seconds ksinjah won by.
Yep. Alright, I do have... Damn it, Ice Cavern Block Push, not great. I don't know if anybody found that nut upgrade.
No, we've seen nuts, but I don't think we saw a nut upgrade. Welcome, Jackson Raiders.
Welcome.
Congratulations on your race. I don't know what the result was, but Jax is also one of our Challenge Cup runners again this year.
And frequent commentator on
Yep.
the Silver Gauntlets.
They were up against... I'll have to double check. It was Interloper. And I believe someone drafted cows.
Yeah, no spoilers, please. But congratulations, Jax, if you won, however it turned out. Thanks, Kayla.
I hope everyone had a good time. That's the main thing. Don't tell me you had logically inaccessible opponents with cows. That's peak. I love that.
Oh.
Sue,
That's evil. Today's draft settings, as we're wrapping it up for the readers, were Dungeon ER and required only. So, we had a fun example of that today. Though we never actually did see it. Fire Temple was in Jabu.
Yeah, we had random spawns, which in the end didn't make a huge difference. And what else did we have? Oh yeah, 1 chicken. Because who has time for 7 chickens?
1 chicken, and we spawned in trail. So that got done immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, and 1 cycle of Ganon for Ganondorf for Levi. Time for Ganon.
Yep, where are we at clockwise? 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 45 seconds or so. With apologies to August 40th. Here's Ganon.
Let's see how ksinjah's gonna opt to go for Gadano's Cavern. Don't choose out yet. So maybe we'll do the full loop. I mean, honestly, you don't probably feel too bad about this. This is 2:30. You're only a few minutes from your hint, even
Yeah,
with a required only seed.
given how bottlenecked the seed was, and where the bottleneck item actually was, it's really conceivable that it could have been missed. And Levi picked it up after ksinjah did in the end, but they were a bit more aggressive with their range changing early, which really paid out in their favor.
Yeah, and just a bit better with how they cracked down the skulls that they needed for the mirror shield.
Like, I think find this generally when you look at seeds, it's like it's not a question of someone played the seed wrong necessarily, but it's just the way they played suited their opponent better.
Yeah, and,
Like there are seeds where you could have that really long child one segment, and all the items are there, and you get rewarded, but it just wasn't to be today.
yeah, no. And like it wasn't like a completely understandable decision with early prelude, like going to get Saria song and then doing prelude versus just getting Saria bonus song and then going. Anyway,
Get your GGs in chat, everyone. Levi is the winner of this race, getting revenge in the SGL rematch with an official race time of 2 minutes, 29 minutes, 2 hours, 2 minutes, Jesus, 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 24 seconds.
yeah, slightly, and probably will finish with a slightly higher than 12-second time differential. So,
Yeah, so Levi wins on aggregate, I guess?
Yeah.
I think that's how that works.
Yeah, it's like how the Philadelphia Eagles this weekend, like the last weekend, went in like up 22 points positive in the point differential and finished negative for the season
What
because they
happened
got
to the Eagles?
destroyed by the Giants. I think we're gonna go try to get our runners in for at least Levi in for an interview, right?
Yeah, we will. We will ask them both. Obviously, we appreciate it when runners do come into interview. They are by no means required to, because people have other things going on in their lives, and sometimes, especially if, I mean, even if you win a seed, sometimes you're just so mentally drained that you can't talk about it. But yeah, if they do join us, it'd be great to have them. But we understand, of course, if they do not wish to.
Yeah. ksinjah hasn't responded in the race room yet, so it's probably going to play it out for a little bit longer at least.
Yeah, don't know how much they'd have been looking at the race room. Did they
They
set
missed the
the?
second. No, but they've got juice.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a slightly different timing than this because Link is slightly taller as an adult. Actually, wait, I'm thinking of child.
Yeah, they'll be more than happy doing the bomb juice setup. Again, I think anyone who has setups for tricks is cheating, and that you should just eyeball it, Dash Star Bombchu bowling style. But most people don't agree. You can give me the shield flicks and the angles and stuff, but isn't it just more fun to just give it a go and see what happens? This is my excuse for not learning setups, by the way.
Yeah. And I think we're being joined in the commentators booth by Levi. Congratulations, GG's.
Well,
GG.
GG.
How'd you feel about that seed?
Okay. I feel like I did most of it backwards. compared to what I think what the seed actually wanted to do. Well, wanted you to do. But it was well, because the thing is, I know like ksinjah beat me by 13 seconds back at SGL in person, so I was like, I know I had to like completely respect everything that they can do.
Yeah.
So like, but it was I don't know. I felt like I routed it really well. I don't apart from like that little wobble in well two wobbles. Um, going for the hover strats to jump over the maze to get the strength 2 locked or hammer chest
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to get another bomb bag.
Well, I think that was actually probably the first logical bomb bag, but
Ugh.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, come to think of it, yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Whereabouts is Kissinger in the seed, actually?
just about to beat King Dodongo. So gonna go for cannons and get the hint, and then
Oh,
immediately
right.
come back around and do
Mm.
HPA.
Oh, right, okay. Mm.
Yeah. So just um. Honestly, it was just like probably a little. I'd probably say it was probably the magic that really kind of helped you out a little bit.
Oh,
Uh,
where was that again?
Field. She
Oh, yeah,
dodged
okay.
field. She
Mhm.
dodged field for a little bit. Did a little bit more. I don't know.
Mm. Yeah.
It's hard to say. Like it was a very close race.
Yeah, because
Um,
I would have said the strength too, to be honest, thinking of where the locations were. Because there was no way, unless you did Valley Lake really early, there was no way you were really getting that strength, to be honest.
No,
yeah,
For one.
she did pick it up a little bit before you,
Okay.
but by the time you both did it, she only had target in the woods left, and you only had the valley crate left. So you both pretty much last locationing feels unfair because you could logic out where the seed was,
Mm,
like where it wanted you to go. Uh, Shout out to those bomb chews in Imper's house, by the way. Otherwise, this is a wildly different experience.
mm.
But I think as well, you had an earlier age change, which meant you could get into GTG a bit earlier, and that kind of you got those progression items a bit earlier, and it kind of allowed you to progress through the seed a little bit quicker. I think.
Yeah, because I think if you shuffle your dungeons, I think your dungeon, whatever your dungeons are, I think that's just as important as where your songs are, to be honest. So because you
yeah,
can then plan your route around. Sorry, I'm obviously Kassinja's not joining us for interview, so I just want to say best of luck in the rest of the matches. But typing and talking, well, sort of slightly shaking after quite a tough match, is a little bit much. So there we go. There we go. Spot on.
Yeah,
But
it was a really. Sorry, go ahead.
no, but like I say, I think just tying, like being able to tie the seat, because just being able to tie all the locations together, I think was a bit of a priority of mine. And to be, especially with Minuet being eventually being on AD for some reason, I was kind of allergic of doing sort of like the Lost Woods stuff right at the very start.
yeah.
So it probably looked a bit crazy. I
No,
imagine.
I mean, really, it was just like I think honestly, like I think one of the first kind of like bit of divergence, you both basically did the same sort of stuff at the start.
Hmm.
I think it was just that when you got Prelude out of range, Ksinjah opted to kind of go do Lost Woods Kokiri first instead of
Okay. Hmm.
and changing. But that's just like that's a decision point you could make either way with getting early Prelude. You both
Yeah.
skip, you both kind of like skip market for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. I was gonna say because that felt a bit almost a bit negligent. I think so because I think you've got to kind of respect just for your heroes. But I don't know. I think at that point it was like Prelude. Meh. Just go adult, get adult cack over and done with.
Yeah,
I think yeah, because I had some. I was in an odd spot when it came to like time of day at that point. I think so. It was like going up river and then going and doing cack and then
yeah,
checking whatever the Dodongo's entrance was.
yeah.
And
Sorry.
then finding out that was bottom of the well. So it's just like, well, that's hard bomb locked. So because I need something to get in there as child. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
mhm. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say like making the play to go take a look and try to find GTG because you knew it was KD path. I think it ended up being KD path 4. Dodongo's Cavern Access and GTG.
Yeah, probably, I mean, to be honest, that makes complete sense. So, although to be fair, it was like, especially when I was trying to hunt down go mode like Strength 2, it was kind of with GDG there, and like, I don't know, I was sort of a bit suspicious of like sort of finding that strength in bottom of the well. So I don't know, for some reason that kind of put me off to going back to GDG because I still had a lot of checks there left. So,
Yeah.
um, so, but um. But no, like I say, I enjoyed this particular combination of settings. To be honest, I
I
like
was
required only, and I like Dungeon Shuffle. To be honest, they're probably two of my favorites.
Yeah, it was a really nice combination of settings actually. Uh, there were a couple of logical quirks, not as quite as many as perhaps there could have been, but I think it dovetailed really well. And again, random spawns kind of throws that into a kind of adds to that element a little bit.
Yeah.
When you were going through the draft, did you kind of have a conversation about these are settings I enjoy playing, or was it just kind of focusing on what you wanted to do?
Yeah, but, well, the thing is, I actually wanted to do it in the race room, but Ksinjah sort of asked if they could just, as I think they had quite a busy day on today, and just asked if we could do it early, and I was like, okay, fine. So we drafted them sort of about 24 hours prior, but no, there was nothing about what we like or what we disliked or anything like that. So I think it was just a case of like, because I was the highest seed, so I opted to go second. So I can't actually remember what they banned, but. I was quite surprised when they chose required only, and I just thought, oh, okay, this I'll pick. That's one of my favorites, so I'll pick another one of my favorites, which is dungeon entrances. So the warps were mine. Oh, the spawns. Sorry, the shuffle spawns was mine. So and Ksinjah chose one chicken. So. And that was quite nice to be able to actually get that one chicken out of the way within the first sort of 2-3 minutes just by
I
going down
mean,
the mountain. So
one of the benefits of random spawns, I think it just makes things a little bit more hype actually when you're straight into it and it's like, oh, okay, we're somewhere we didn't quite expect to be, and the routing changes a little bit certainly as opposed to
Yeah.
just with standard spawn as child. So we do the basics, go through forest or vanilla adult spawn, and okay, well I'm going straight to Kakariko, whatever.
yeah, I think actually it just means you have to sort of just think on your feet a little bit more. Just like, where am I? Okay, what can I do here? How do I get to the next point? So I think it's as much as for anyone who was around sort of during season 4 and sort of people sort of look back up like because that was when it was sort of like it was part of the race format. I think that was good. That was a quite fun little addition. Don't get me wrong, season 4 definitely had a lot of flaws in the race settings, but no, that was a kind of a fun one. And I don't know I don't know whether it would be like a good thing to sort of bring back more often, but I don't know. It was. I think it definitely. I think I found it quite fun. So.
Yeah, I think I think that's a setting I kind of like. To be honest, I just like being able to like shuffle the route around a little bit more at the start,
Mhm.
and like figure out like because it changes up the importance of warp songs, which is good and bad for the randomizer.
Yeah, and especially with our adult modern, which is just just adult market somewhere.
I mean,
So like, okay,
it,
if you say so.
it allows for, of course, like the dream of Ice Cavern has Zelda's Lullaby because Adult Swan's Fountain, but
Oh, of course, yeah.
um, it allows for more unicorn seeds.
Yeah.
Um, actually,
Yeah,
I was
there
going to
was.
say
Go on.
Jabu entrance being Fire Temple was actually kind of funny,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, as soon as seeing that, and I'm just like, well, okay, Fire Temple's completely out of the equation. And then I was thinking, oh shit, there's one check available as child. Oh no, then sort of had to put that out my mind there. So, but that was kind of when I'm climbing up to get the light arrows in. It's just like if he turns around and says Fire Temple,
Is that
I'm
the,
gonna
yeah, I
that
was
be
the
gonna.
one you were
furious.
dreading?
I'm gonna be furious.
Oh, at least Brutus was really really nice
Yeah,
today.
I was gonna say I can't remember where the big pour bottle was, but checking adult spawn, and then it was just like, okay, then it was like
Cac Open Grotto's actually like
top free.
one of one of the things Ksinjah did early was she did Man on Roof and Cac Open Grotto before opening up the well, and you saved it for adults. So like, but then your adult spawn was marked anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, so it's like a case of like, well, okay, I think I went back, realized where I was, and then went back in, and then just decided to hand that in. I'm just like, okay, let us there. So,
Yeah.
it's,
I'm
oh, sorry,
Yeah,
carry on.
I'm gonna piggyback off something in chat, which is how are you finding the season 7 format now that you're properly getting into doing the draft as opposed to the qualifier format where it's just a minor and a major setting picked at random?
It's not necessarily the major and the minors thing. I just can't stand the robot picking the settings. So, because I think I've said this to a few people, I think humans pick more intuitive settings than what the robot does. So, because I think when you pick in settings, is that there's a little bit of a call and response to it, whereas you don't get that with the robot. And to be perfectly honest, I feel like I got in the quals at least shuffled grottos more really than anyone like really more it appeared more than it should have done. Simply because the fact that it's like it's one of them things where if someone say were to pick shuffle grottos, one
Yeah.
might be inclined to pick scrubs. Or you could even pick
Yeah.
cows, actually sit there. But no context grotto shuffle. It's just like it's just padding the runtime. And I don't unless because the thing is
Yeah.
you could view it is if you're really, really confident that your execution is better than your opponent's. Say just like really confident. I know the better runner will typically favor either really, really long seeds, go everywhere, do everything, or hyperjets. So basically, but you're going to have more control over making the seed longer, I think, than making it shorter. So if you want to really pad the runtime, just because you think your execution's better, that might be a way to go. But but grottos by themselves are just wouldn't. I don't think they're really intuitive, and I think that would really influence someone who's counter picking that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So, but like I said, I prefer the 1v1 drafts with an individual rather than letting the robot do it, which is what the quals were. I think I don't know. Maybe with quals, maybe certain set packages of setting perhaps to make it at least fun and maybe a bit more viable. But I might be I might be one of the few people who sort of think that. So, but
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just that like the bot's gonna essentially try to pick in like a uniform distribution essentially, whereas in reality it's going to be more skewed and then
yeah,
contextually relevant. Like I know like some people are going to pick interior ER just because uh, they know that's going to screw with their opponent a bit more, and especially like if they pick it, they like you ban dungeon you. I know there was a case of a race I called earlier this season where somebody banned Dungeon ER, and their opponent in response took Interior ER because I think that's probably the worst of the two settings. To be honest, Grotto ER is probably the third worst, but Dungeon Interior ER is probably even more annoying.
yeah. But I mean,
In a lot
even
of
then,
ways.
it's just like if you choose, say for example, if you choose Dungeoneer, you could probably choose maybe something like Open Deku. So could open it up a bit more. So
It was Open Deku, and then but the problem that their opponent did actually choose Open Deku as a response.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. That's kind of my
but
point.
but but
It's,
then but
so
then but then but then the problem that they actually ran into the person who banned ER ran into was so the person who chose ER plays RSL.
okay, that makes
So
sense. Yeah,
like they're more in tune with some of the lesser known quirks of the logic that happen when you vary up the settings. Temple of Time was not hinted, but it was in a hinted foolish region,
okay. Okay, yeah.
which was actually Kukiri 4. So like
Mm,
the one runner actually just was like didn't go. The person who didn't know anything about interior just skipped all the chicks in Kukiri and just
yeah,
did not find Temple of Time until they found Prelude like half an hour later.
yeah. Because it's
And
like
the
it
other
refers.
and yeah, and the
No,
other
no, I was
person
going to
made
say it was
changed.
just
And
yeah, because it's just like it refers to the checks, not the entrances. So yeah, that's a rough deal. That very, very much.
And that's the thing that season 7's going to throw up is that playing combinations of settings. Even if you're familiar with one setting, you're not necessarily familiar with it when you pair it with another setting, like Closed Door of Time, for example.
Ooh, yeah.
Is one of those that normally you probably doesn't necessarily have that big an impact, but you pair Closed Door of Time with something like Interior Entrance Rando, for example, and all of a sudden everything is pain. So there is that, like, yeah, you're right that picking, not necessarily against an opponent, but having another person that's doing the draft with you, yeah, it makes the process, I think, more interesting and can lead to some horrible settings, but also some genuinely really interesting settings, which I think you two managed to get today. And chat also asked about your very smooth block pulling in Dodongo's Cavern.
Oh, right. Okay. So if it's what I think it is it's like the back just before you hit the King Dodongo's room, that one.
Yeah.
If you could whilst you're on the platform, because there's obviously like a groove where the block sits. If you're like on the higher end of it, on that one, there's like a tiny little slither where you can grab it where Link stays on there. And basically, if you push that, and then it allows you to jump off and then come back and grab it, the block again, that pretty much lines you perfectly up in order to pull the block in one go. I got lucky this time, but the thing is, those fire keys are really, really awkward and will interrupt it. So
Yeah.
it just looked really, really good. I managed to get it this seed, but yeah, if you push, like I say, how I line it up is if you push the block whilst on the upper end, on the upper edge of the groove, so to speak. You grab it there, push, and then you can push forward, pull immediately back, grab it again, and then you can just pull, and it's pretty much a straight line. But sometimes, like I said, the fire keys have other ideas, and you just have to do it normally. But if you do manage to get it, it is really satisfying. So that's the crash course in that one. So.
Do you have your other races scheduled yet?
Yes. I will have to pull them up. So I've got, because I'm quite busy with work over the next sort of week and a half. So I'm against Zeph or Zephyr, which is probably the scariest of the two.
The other SGL rematch.
Yeah, exactly. So like I beat Zeph at SGL, but I probably shouldn't have. In all fairness, they squirreled a check, which happened to be the hook shot. So odds on, they probably should have won that. So that's probably still the toughest, scariest match in the group. I think, no offense to Hollow Logic, I'm taking them seriously too. But I've got Zeph on the 20th of January, and I've got Hollow Logic on a week later on the 27th. So I was going to say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hollow was in chat scouting you a little bit earlier, so don't worry.
I don't blame him. I look forward to it. So it's just nice to get off to a good start at least. Just getting one W in the bag at least. So yeah, it's cool.
Always good to start with a win. A huge thank you to for coming on to interview, and thanks for the race as well. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
My pleasure.
You can follow, and you probably should follow, both Levi and ksinjah on Twitch, so you can find out how they progress through the rest of the Challenge Cup. Follow
please follow. I was going to say, please follow ksinjah. I've met them in person, and they are genuinely good people. So please do that. Sorry.
Fully agreed. Although I haven't met them in person, but they are good people. Huge thanks to our trackers as well: Bronze Noob, Ashling, and Shannock. To Toffile, who was coming along with me. Absolute pleasure to be in the booth with you.
And the same.
Tobias was our restreamer today. So even though you don't necessarily see the restreamer, the restream doesn't happen without them. So we're grateful for giving up their time and their CPU. And as you might have seen in chat, we are back for more Challenge Cup. That's not the command. That's the command. More Challenge Cup tomorrow evening. Same bat time, same bat Twitch channel. 7 p.m. UTC, 8 Central European, 2 p.m. Eastern. Gabriel J. Campos versus T. Grenadier. And hopefully we will all see you back here for that one.